Hello, everyone. Welcome, friends. Today is Tuesday, November the 8th of 2022. If you're new here, I am Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I hope this finds everyone well. I have a fun card today where you can make 4 cards. So you'll need 4 card bases, and I'm calling this a stamp, cut, shuffle, and stack card. And you may have seen other demonstrators make this card before. And this idea, I was watching, I think it's really Robin Armatrack, maybe pronounce her name. And I wanted to give her credit. So it's a fun way to make several cards at the same time. And I'm going to be using the stamp set Regal Reindeer. So today, this is a recording. I'm normally live on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central, but today I'm getting ready for on stage. And I'm working on packing and getting everything together. I plan to leave early Thursday morning, but I'm watching the weather since I'm from the Midwest. Weather can change by the minute. So it's possible that I will leave tomorrow, Wednesday, and stay with my daughter who lives a little closer. I'm about 2 hours away from the airport where I'm going to fly to on stage. So keep watching. I'll be posting things on Facebook, or my plan is at On Stage, which will be this coming Saturday. And so I'm really excited because I have not attended an in-person event from Stampin' Up! Before. I've done several virtual conventions, but not an in-person. So I'm really excited and can't wait till this weekend. But you're not here for that. You're here for some stamping. So let me turn the camera down and let me show you this fun way that you can make 4 cards quickly. Okay, I almost forgot we have to give prizes away because I was live last Tuesday. Now this week, I'm only going to be posting this on YouTube, but don't worry, you'll see the link on Facebook, because I know some of you, my customers, watch on Facebook and some watch on YouTube. So you can still win a prize this week, even though it's a recording, after the video is over, because yes, I want you to watch the video. Then just reply, leave me a comment down below, and you'll be in a random drawing for a prize for leaving a comment, and that's after the video. And if you would share this video, and there's a place that says share the video, let me know that you've shared it, you'll be in a second drawing for a random prize. And if you place an order with me today through my next live, you'll be in a random drawing for a prize. All right, so I have this really pretty metallic ribbon, and congratulations to the winner of the random drawing, Deborah Verica, V-E, can't read my own writing now, V-E-V-E-K-A, I believe, or V-E-R-E-K-A. I need to write a little bit better on my notes. From Aurora, Ohio. So email me, Deborah, and I will send this beautiful brand new roll of metallic ribbon out to you. And then congratulations to Vicki Akins from Arlington, Virginia. I have a full package of the gingerbread and peppermint 6x6 Designer Series paper, and this was in last year's holiday catalog. And I did a class with it, and I have one package left. So it's a perfect time to give this away, because someone could use this for making some cards or gift tags or even gift bags, right? So this is for sharing my video. So thank you, Vicki, for doing that. And I don't have your address, so if you would email me, and it's in the description below, but it is rusticbarncards@gmail.com. And then for placing an order with me, the winner of the random drawing, Judy Newquist from Southeast Iowa, for placing an order with me. And I have this curvy Christmas stamp set, which again is a perfect time of the year because I know that we've started making our Christmas cards, right? So I do have your address, and this will go out in the mail hopefully tomorrow before I leave for On Stage is my plan. So I want to get those out. Okay, now we are going to turn the camera down and we are going to stamp. So I need to just remind everyone, if you're not signed up for the online crafting trio, 12 Weeks of Christmas, it is free. And I'll be sending out my newsletter this week for this week's project. And I've teamed up with Sarah Bullen from Australia, Handmade After Dark. I've teamed up with Connie Douglas from Canada, Great Stamping with Connie, and myself, Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. We are the online crafting trio, and each week for 12 weeks, we are bringing you a video, and in your email, you will receive the link, plus a written tutorial with pictures and measurements, a list of the supplies we used, directions, and again, it is free. So if you haven't signed up, there is a link in the description below. And I'll move that out of the way. And let's look at our stamp set. I know I have made some cards with the Regal Reindeer. It is just a lovely stamp set. I love the trees. We have the two reindeer, a little rabbit, and here's a little kind of like snow, stars, some dots, star and some more dots. And then here's a person with, I'm thinking it's an apple, like maybe a child. And we have the sentiments, peace on earth, Merry Christmas, wishing you a wonderful season filled with all the good things that warm your heart and lift your spirit. So just a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. There are dies that go with this stamp set. You can purchase this as a bundle and save 10%. And the reindeer dies have extra. There's a little fox, another deer. We have two dies that cut out these two images, scarf. So you have lots of extra, and this could be maybe a pond or maybe snow. Here's, I think, snow. So just a lot of different dies. Matter of fact, you have 18 dies in the reindeer bundle or die set. Okay, let's get started. We do need some blends, and I'll talk to you about that. So we'll just start making the card, and I'll show you. I'm calling it Stamp, Stack, Cut, and Shuffle. So you're going to need 4 card bases, and I'm using Cherry Cobbler, and this is just the regular size. So that is the 5.5 by 8.5. And scored at 4 1/4. You actually need 8 basic white, but I'm just going to use 4 right now. But you need 4 for the front of your card, and then you need 4 basic white layers for the inside of your card, since we're using Cherry Cobbler. And these are 5 1/4 by 4. And then we're going to use, now you can do, this is what's so fun about this card, is that you can use 3 designer series paper, or you could use 4. You could use 1 sheet, 1 layer of cardstock. I'm going to use 2 pieces of cardstock and 2 pieces of designer series paper. And the designer series paper I'm using is the Painted Christmas 12 by 12. And it's in the mini catalog, and it's a returning favorite from last year. And I think I need to buy another pack because I've almost used up this entire package of designer series paper. So there's a lot more than what I have to show you, but that is what I have left. So these layers, or these mats, however you want to say it, these are 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I'm using cherry cobbler, garden green, a designer series paper, and another designer series paper, and these are all the same size. Okay, so the first thing I said I was going to stamp. So I am going to take this garden green layer, and we are going to stamp on it. Lay that aside. I'm going to bring in the tree image, and I'm going to bring in garden green ink, and I'm just going to stamp some trees. So I'm using the same color of ink as I am the cardstock. So I'm just going to ink this up. And I'm going to grab a little scratch paper under here so it won't get all over my table. So I'm going to bring in, this is actually grid paper that fits in our Stamparatus, but it also works just great for to protect my larger grid paper. So we will just ink up and then just randomly stamp these pine trees. Just going to turn the cardstock. Like this. And there we go. So I'm going to move that. And I'm going to put this under the cherry cobbler, bring in. So I have all 4 layers. I have the 2 designer series paper, the garden green, and before we cut these, I am going to use the Timber 3D embossing folder and emboss this cherry cobbler. Which I have already done. If you can see that, isn't that pretty? And now I'm going to stack those 4 up, and we're going to cut. So I'm bringing in my trimmer. There we go. We're going to stack. So we've stamped, stack, and now we're going to cut. And I'm going to place this left edge at 2.5. And actually, I'm cutting 1 1/4 off. And this is thick, so you may need to go back and forth with your cutting blade just to make sure you go through all those edges. And then I'm just going to turn this. And I'm going to line it up. On the right side is 1 1/4. Over here we have 3 3/4 on this edge. So I've just turned it once. Now I'm going to take my cutting blade, and I'm going to go up and down several times, and then We will lay these aside, and then we will do the shuffling. And now we're ready to shuffle. We're going to leave the first stack alone, but you can really shuffle however you want. So maybe you want to leave, leave this one alone, but leave one of them alone, so wherever you start. So you could start here, but I'm going to leave this one alone. Then I'm going to take this one, and on the second pile, I'm going to put one underneath. Then here, I'm going to move 2 behind. And then on the smaller one, I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2, and 3. And then this is what we're going to use for our card. So I'm going to bring in that, bring that basic white in. And remember, this is 5 1/4 by 4. So I am going to place this first layer right here. Place this right here. And place that right here. Then I'm going to move these out of the way for right now. But of course, the next layer then would have this one and have this strip. And we have the top one here and here. So every card's going to be a little different. Okay, so we are just going to put one card together, but I have 3 cards finished. So when I make this card with you, then I will share the other 3 that I have. So now I'm just going to attach these. And I'm kind of watching my edge because I'm not going clear to the top. This is going to be a matte, so I want to leave a little basic white edge around. But this is really fun, and it's quick and easy to make 4 cards, and they're all 4 different. So I'm going to put this one right against the embossed cobbler. And then I'm going to add this one. I probably could have scooted these 2 over just a little bit. But it's okay. So it's kind of like quilting, right? Kind of patching. Maybe we should call it stamp, stack, cut, and patch instead of shuffle. I know this is, really popular, so you may have seen this before. And I'm going to go ahead, and before I add it to the card base, I'm going to bring in another 5 1/4 by 4, and I just used some leftover Designer Series paper and decorated the bottom. Just added that to the bottom of our inside. It's going to go in the inside of our card. So this is just an extra, because you'll need 8 pieces of basic white cardstock, cut the same at 5 1/4 by 4, so you can have 4 for the inside. So this, I showed you 4. This is the 5th. I just grabbed another. And now we're going to go ahead and adhere these 2 layers, and then we're going to decorate the front of the card. I know you could almost just put a sentiment on here and some embellishments and be done, right? But okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to bring in that scrap of the basic white, and we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to bring in soft suede. And this is the largest reindeer. So I'm going to go ahead and ink him up. And then we do have a die that will cut him out. And I'm going to stamp him in soft suede. I'm also going to color him in dark and light soft suede. You could most certainly use basic gray to stamp him in, or Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to bring in this little rabbit. And we're going to pop him up right over here in soft suede. And then I am going to bring in for our, you can't really tell whether she's, whether you can tell it's a child, but I don't know whether it's a girl or a boy, but I'm going to go with a girl. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp her right down here. So we're going to get our stamping done. And then we'll bring in our cherry cobbler. I'm going to turn this way and grab Merry Christmas. And I'm going to put it a little higher because I'm going to use a label to die cut that out. I'm going to bring in these stylish shape dies, and I'm going to use this one right here to die cut out Merry Christmas. And that should fit right there. So I already have all of these colored and cut out, but I want to show you the blends that I used. So I'm using light and dark cherry cobbler for the reins, and for the little bell. It looks like a little bell up here. And then I'm using light soft suede and dark soft suede for the reindeer, and light for the little rabbit, and light daffodil delight for the hat, and granny apple green for his blanket, the reindeer's blanket, because we don't have garden green blends, and then soft succulent for the coat. And I'm using ivory, and I also colored the little apple with cherry cobbler. Looking at my other cards, I did stamp this in soft suede, but I'm going to remove these soft suede Stampin' Blends because I am thinking that I use dark and light crumb cake for the reindeer. So I am going to use the dark and just go over what is already there for us, and the hoofs in the dark crumb cake. And like I said, I do have this completed, so I won't do all of the reindeer. And then I'll come back with the light crumb cake. And then just shade that in. And then that dark highlights. And the little rabbit, I used ivory and colored him in. And then I went back with a light crumb cake. and just did a little blending. That way he look a little different than the reindeer, right? Okay, I'm like I said, I already have these already die cut out, so let me move that and bring in our reindeer. Our child. And our rabbit. And I have 2 rabbits. We'll see if we want to use both or we just want to use one. I'm also using vellum. And I've used a die to cut out the a circle. And again, it's from the Stylish Shapes. And it is the 3rd from the largest. Oh, nope, that's not true. It's the next to the largest. So next to the largest, circle die in the Stylish Shapes. All right, let's go ahead and put our card together. So let's bring our card back in. And then I have 3 other cards to show you. And I did each of them a little bit differently. So I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal about in the middle of our vellum. And then I'm going to make a focal point. Let's do that about right, kind of in this intersection here. So we'll place, and then we're going to pop up our reindeer, which at the body is going to cover where we added adhesive on the vellum. I like vellum, and every time I get a chance, I will add it to a card. I don't want my dimensionals to show, so I'm going to put a mini dimensional right here. So I have my dimensionals, and then I'm just going to pop him up, make sure his body is over that adhesive that I added to the vellum. Move some of our Stampin' Blends out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and put our little girl, I'm going to call her a little girl, right here, and use our mini dimensionals. So we will add her right down here where she's giving him, offering the reindeer an apple. And I think we will put, see if we can put 2 rabbits. And we'll just put a little rabbit right there. Take off the dimensional. And let's see. I think we'll leave that second one off. Now let's bring in our sentiment, and we're going to add the top of a dimensional decided to come with me from another one I had used. I'm just going to put 2. And let's see. I'm going to put that right here. And then I'm going to bring in, we have in our mini catalog a combo of Garden Green and Real Red. Since I'm using cherry cobbler, I'm going to go ahead and make a bow using the garden green, since we do have garden green cardstock. Bring in our snips. We could, I think that's a little too big. Let's do something different. We're going to do something different. We're just going to take our ribbon, kind of wrap it around. Maybe. There we go. Get some glue dots. Bring in the glue dot. Let's make sure how that's going to look. Where we want to put that. Could have brought that down and put it right on top, couldn't I? Well, let's just stick it right. I feel like we need something right here, but we can do some gems with that. So we're just going to bring in our glue dot. And we are going to put that right here. And then just snip it just a little bit. Need to even it up. There we go. Not sure I like it right there. Let's try it right here. All right. If I did this again, I think I would move the Merry Christmas down and then put this on the little bow on top. Or maybe this one would have looked just fine too. But we are finished with that card. Let me bring in our Real Red gems. And let's pop one up right here. And we could call it good. But I'm going to go ahead and put another one up here. And I think we're just going to have two. Who says you have to have an odd number of gems? Okay, so this is the card that we made today. And again, I'm calling it a stamp, stack, cut, and shuffle card. And you can quickly make 4 of these. And let me show you the other 4 I made using the same designer series paper. Here's another one. It's the best time of year. Here I've added the tree dies that cut out extra trees from our stamp set. And I've done It's the Best Time of the Year. And here I've used the from the stitched rectangles. My third card, It's the Best Time of Year. I wrapped the Real Red ribbon, even though I'm using cherry cobbler. I wrapped the Real Red ribbon around and tied a little bow, and then I glued It's the Best Time of the Year. And I think I could have probably gotten a little bit straighter. And then I used some different gems and a different reindeer in the stamp set. And then the fourth card is Merry Christmas. Only I used a stitched rectangle on this card. The same reindeers I used here. I just didn't add the little rabbit, but I used vellum on all the cards. And I used the garden green bow. So you can make quick cards using the stamp, stack, cut, and shuffle. And there may be one card that you like better than the other, but here you have 4 different cards. 4 different cards ready to send in no time at all. And you can see here we have the large piece with the stamp. Here is a small piece, different designer series paper. So just a lot of fun. If you haven't tried this before, I know it's been around for a long time, give it a try. So let me know what you think about the stamp, stack, cut, and shuffle card. You can make 4 cards really quick and easy. We made 1 today, shared 4 with you. If you're new to my channel or you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button down below. If you hit that bell, you'll be notified when I go live. I would really appreciate that. It helps me to grow my channel and bring you more card inspiration. And don't forget to leave a comment so you'll be in the random drawing for a prize. And also share this video and let me know that you've shared it. And anyone who places an order will also be in a random drawing for a prize. Again, I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week and have a blessed week.